fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up.
What is going on, world? Welcome to the show here. You guys are looking live at the Morning Spread live on the Betting News Network. I'm your host, Nate Hornung, better known as Shaggy Bets. I got Jackson helping me out in the shadows as well. Beast McNeese is here reporting for duty bright and early. Appreciate y'all being here, as always, on this Thursday edition of the Morning Spread live on the BNN, and we have a whole lot to get to, folks. We've got a whole lot to get to. We have a full day of sports that we are going to be breaking down. I already have scribbles out there for soccer for today. We are going to attack some afternoon pitch action. We got some Carabao Cup. We've also got some La Liga action we're going to get into here in a little bit, but those scribbles already out there at bettingnews.com. There's a full slate of MLB action. As always, we're going to spend a little bit of time diving into that MLB slate, see if there's anything worth wagering on in the MLB. Like I said, folks, I am looking to depart from the MLB. All right, I'm looking to break away, but I am wanting to get back to that 20-unit profit mark before the end of the season. We hit something yesterday. The Diamondbacks system play, as always, D-backs at home against the lefty came through for the kids. So we're going to hope we can find something on this smaller MLB board. We've got 7 games is what it looks like today. Only 2 of them in the afternoon. Looks like we're still waiting on a Cardinals starting pitcher as well. So a couple of day baseball games. Looks like there's 5 slated for 6 o'clock Central or later in the evening. So we'll take a quick peek at the MLB slate, see if there's anything worth wagering on. Pull up the BN prediction engine, see what it likes on the diamond as well. But see if we can come up with anything on the diamond. But there's also NFL preseason week 3 beginning tonight. Not 1, not 2, not 3 Thursday night football games. We have 4 NFL preseason week 3 contests tonight on our screens. I have scribbles pretty much finished. Could not quite get to pressing publish prior to the show, but I will give you the moves. We'll get the scribbles out after the show, and we will have a good old day. And I believe that about covers it. Week 0 college football right around the corner, folks. We got game pieces dropping over at bettingnews.com. PJ actually just released one today for the USC San Jose State game, so go peep those scribbles at bettingnews.com. But check out episode 2 of Study Hall as well. All of our week 0 best bets live on the Betting News YouTube. All right, I've got to discuss this because I've been seeing so much chatter about it online and then also in chat right now. This chicken and waffle sandwich from Chick-fil-A. All right, let's talk about it a little bit. I actually tried this. Was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. My wife and I got Chick-fil-A for lunch. I did not realize this was a thing, B, as big of a thing as people are making it. People are freaking the fuck out over the sandwich, and I get it, right? It's Chick-fil-A, it's new, it's chicken and waffles. I am not the biggest chicken and waffles combo guy, right? I typically like to keep my breakfast food separate, from the fried spicy chicken, whatever it may be. This sandwich, folks, holy hell, this thing was good. I am actually trying to think of an excuse as to how I can get Chick-fil-A for lunch or dinner this evening just to have that sandwich again. Got to get the spicy, like Jackson's saying, like I know SBJ said in his video, you got to get the spicy, all right? Spicy chicken, bacon, sandwiched in between 2 waffles. You don't even need the maple syrup, all right? The maple syrup is great. It's a good addition. You don't need it. It's good enough without it. I actually maybe even preferred it without it, to be honest with you. But that just tells you how good the waffles are by themselves, right? Nice and moist. You don't need the extra layer of syrup. Good enough as is. But phenomenal sandwich here at Chick-fil-A. Like I said, tried it on Tuesday. Didn't think it was that big of a deal. And then all I've seen online is everybody reviewing that sandwich. So I get it. I thought the bacon wasn't necessary. SBJ, first-class ticket to the sun. Please and thank you. Please and thank you for that opinion. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You can have that opinion. You're welcome to it. But man, that's a wild take. Wild take. Bacon not necessary. I would have thrown a slice of cheese on there. Throw me a slice of pepper jack on there, like in the deluxe, right? Give me a slice of pepper jack on there. Cheese makes the world go round. But chicken and waffle sandwich from Chick-fil-A lived up to the hype. Indeed, lived up to the hype. I'm trying to get it again as soon as possible. So that needed to be discussed. Glad we got that off our chest. I feel like I had something else to talk to you guys about too, maybe in the form of a rant. It is not coming to mind right now, though. Maybe it'll hit me later in this show. I feel like I had something else. Something like happened this morning too, but it is what it is. It'll come to me. Maybe not. But that is why we go walk into traffic. All right, Jeff, let's tone it down a little bit, man. Let's tone it down a little bit. Folks, we had an 0-4 betting day on Tuesday. 2-0 last night. That's gambling, folks. That's gambling. And we hit the Diamondbacks. We hit our little Leagues Cup two-teamer. Toluca and Club America both getting the wins in regulation for us. Fade the MLS, right? Fade the MLS. All right, that's how you have to play these Leagues Cup game. Apparently, 4 MLS sides into the quarterfinals, none into the semifinals. It's an all Liga MX semifinals in the Leagues Cup. But who would have suspected that? All of us who know the MLS is just a retirement league. But that is all we've got housekeeping-wise, I believe. Like we said, we're going to get into some afternoon soccer. We're going to take a quick look at the MLB slate as well. We're going to get into some NFL preseason. I will have scribbles out shortly after this show, but I'll give you the moves right here, right now. And then I believe we're going to continue our Dubs and L's segment as well. Looks like we're looking at Will Stein, Kenny Minchie, and the Kentucky Wildcats after towards the end of the show. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. We got 52 minutes left on this show, but as always, we're going to start off with a little bit of fun. As always, as we pull up the GeoSports.app, shout out Frank Mike Smith for the game. As always, I'm getting to it, Jeff. All right, I'm getting to it, brother. I know that comment came in late, but that's okay. We're getting to it. All right, I know this is why you guys want to be here. This is why you guys show up to the morning spread every single morning. Whatever gets you here. All right, if it's to make fun of how I look, please, by all means, get in here, get in chat. Express your opinions. That's why we're here. Jackson, you going to come join us today? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do some GeoSports. I thought the show was at 10:30 today. Tomorrow, Jackson, thank you for the reminder. Tomorrow, folks, we will be going a half hour earlier on tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show only a half hour earlier. Thank you for the reminder. Jackson, let's do it. 970, right? That's the score to beat?
Yep.
970. Let's do it. Here we go. Perfect score incoming. Shaquille O'Neal tore down a backboard during a rookie season dunk while playing for this city's NBA team. It's got to be Orlando, no?
Yeah.
Gotta be the Orlando Magic. Because
Did he do it on the road?
Well, it says while playing for this city's NBA team. So he might have done it on the road, but I believe the question's asking which team he played for.
Okay.
So that would be the Orlando Magic. Let's lock it in. Seems sure it'll tell us. It actually doesn't tell us where it happened. As a rookie in 1993, Shaq pulled down a backboard support with a ferocious dunk for the Orlando Magic. The highlight became one of the defining images of Shaq's early NBA power. Anybody know if that actually happened in Orlando or not? Because I can obviously picture the scene. I can't picture if he's wearing like a white or an away jersey. I can't picture that. But
I think it was a black jersey in my head.
Okay, so probably an away game.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But he was playing for the Orlando Magic, which is what the question asked. 1 down, 4 to go. Let's do it. Ken Griffey Sr. joined his Hall of Fame son on this city's MLB team, making them baseball's first father-son teammates. Those are the Mariners, right?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Seattle. And God, what was our indicator? Alex, what was our indicator? I want to say it was like this guy, but that also seems way too far north. The nipples were our indicator. Like that guy. That's the nipple. So just south of that. We'll go with it.
Looks good to me.
Cool. Here we go. Show me 10 miles. That'll do.
There we go.
That'll do. In 1990, the Griffies became the first father and son to play together in the majors for the Seattle Mariners. On September 14th, they hit back-to-back home runs against the Angels. W nipple indeed. Right there on the nipple. All right, I went too far south. We are right there on the nipple for Seattle, Washington. Note to self. All right, 2 down. 3 to go. Here we go. Fed up with stadium disagreements, Robert Irsay secretly moved the Colts out of this city overnight in Mayflower trucks.
Baltimore.
I was going to say, it's got to be Baltimore.
That one
Got to be Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah, and it's just this big guy right here, right?
It's got to be.
I would assume that's Baltimore because, like, I think that's that bridge that was a whole big ordeal a while ago. And I don't think it's anywhere else in Maryland. That's got to be Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's got to be Baltimore. Show me less than 10 miles.
Come on.
Hot. We are red hot, man.
Come on.
On the night of March 28th, 29th, 1984, owner Robert Irsay had the Baltimore Colts load into Mayflower vans, move to Indianapolis, stunning a city that had loved the team for decades. Mayflower arrived in like 1620. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Disney. Different Mayflower, apparently. Mayflower vans. Here we go. Question 4. A British ski jumper nicknamed Eddie the Eagle became a lovable underdog during the 1988 Winter Olympics in this city. We literally just had a question about the 88 Winter Olympics, did we not? That was Lillehammer, Norway, was it not? I think
Was that 88 or was that a different one?
I think that was 88. That was literally
Didn't they make
yesterday.
a movie about this guy? Like a few years ago?
That's kind of sounding familiar, to be honest with you.
I think it was called Eagle, which would make sense.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Eddie the Eagle, British
Okay.
ski jumper. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we had this one. Now can we find it again? Wait, they made a movie about this. Good listening skills, Disney. It's Calgary? Whoa, Calgary. I could have sworn the question about Kerrigan, literally from yesterday,
Yeah.
was that not the 1988 Olympics?
Or was that 98? No, or is that math? That's not math.
No, that wouldn't work out. But I swore that was 88.
Oh.
Lillehammer was
It was
92.
92.
So did they have the year wrong yesterday, or am I remembering it wrong? Because I'm remembering it as 88.
You might be remembering it wrong.
Okay. All right. I'll right hand up on this one. That's my left hand.
Hand
I'll
up.
right hand up on this
Frank.
one.
Frank wouldn't
Right
get
hand.
this up.
Let's go with Calgary. Calgary's that guy.
Home of
'Cause
Sook.
that's it. That's Edmonton. We're going with Sook. I really don't want to see a red line going all the way to Norway. All right. That might cause some issues on this show. But we're going to roll with chat. We're going to roll with Calgary. All our faiths in Sook. See what happens.
Come on.
Put the pin on Sook's house. I'm pretty sure I got it on his house. Pretty sure I got it on his house. But like, yeah, right there. That's on Sook's house.
Yeah.
That's not Calgary. That is so Calgary. Oh, Jeff, why am I second guessing? Am I on Edmonton? I might be on Edmonton. One's Edmonton, one's Calgary, and Jeff is making me second guess which one's which. Look for the nipple. Actually, I think Jeff's right. I think Calgary closer to the mountains.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think
Okay.
Edmonton's further north. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. We're locked in. Let me zoom in on Six House again.
Yep.
Let me find his place. There's Six House.
Right there. Yep.
Right there. All right. Yep. Thank you, Jeff.
Good save.
Whew, whew. Good save. Good save. It was a close one. That was a close one. Hey, shout out chat for Calgary. Shout out Jeff for talking us off the wrong geographical point. Michael Eddie the Eagle Edwards, Britain's only ski jumper in the 1988 Calgary Games, finished last in both individual events, but won global affection for his fearless underdog spirit.
So he sucked.
That's what I heard. But everybody loves an underdog story, right? Clearly.
Oh,
even in 1988. All right, Jackson. Here we go.
Here we go.
One to go. Lock it in. Manny Pacquiao fought his way out of poverty in this city to become boxing's only 8-division champion.
He's from the Philippines, right?
Yes. I'm pretty confident that's right. Question is, where the hell in the Philippines? I mean, there's kind of looks like our biggest metro area. We've had this before. We have had this before. I mean, that also kind of looks like a metro area. I don't know. Do we just roll with the big city?
I think you should.
Okay. I think that's probably our safest option.
It says city and not town, so it's got to be.
It says city. Yep. Mm-hmm. You would expect there to be poverty in a sizable city, right?
Hold on.
SBJ says no, it's south. Okay. So we're looking at like a different island, like this guy. That guy's like in the middle of all those islands.
Or is it?
Or are we on we're on the very southern island? Because
could be that.
Not there. You got that guy. You got this guy. No, that big south guy. So this big South Island, way down yonder. That's a potential over there. That's as far as I can zoom in right there. All right, SBJ, we're rolling with what you got. Is that where you like it? Speak now. This is for Jackson's perfect score. No pressure.
I don't know. It looks good to me.
Okay. Jackson likes it. We're gonna roll with it.
Come on.
Show me the hometown of Manny Pacquiao. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
Come on.
Look at that. Come on. Jackson is officially on the scoreboard with a perfect score. 1,000 out of 1,000.
That's cool.
Quickly moving into second place, tied with our good friend Sook. General Santos City, Philippines. Yeah, we have definitely had this one. Manny Pacquiao grew up in General Santos City before becoming boxing's only 8-division world champ. Later entered politics, serving in the Philippine House of Representatives and Senate. That's 1,000. That's 1,000. Look at all them trophies up there. That's a white bar, baby.
Boom.
That's a winner.
That's a massive bounce back from yesterday.
Huge. Look at that. Look at the difference there. Look at the difference.
Come on. It's like my golf game.
Yeah. Buy stock now, ladies and gentlemen. Buy it now. Jackson got a perfect score because I know where Calgary is. You're welcome. Thank you, Stifler. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you as always. Jackson, good stuff, brother. We're on the board. Let's do it again. Let's do it again tomorrow. You're not going to be here tomorrow. but we'll try again. Well, next time, Jackson stock way up. 6-1-1 on the record board. You got to love it. All right, folks. That's some GeoSports. As always, shout out Frank, Mike Smith for the game. Let's get into the bets. All right, we got to get into the bets. We got a lot of bets to get into. We got about 39 minutes left on this show. We're going to start with some, if I can get my notes in front of me, we're going to start with some soccer action. We're going to go to the pitch first. We've got afternoon Carabao Cup. We got afternoon La Liga. We're betting on all of it. So let's figure out the moves. We've got a 1:30 kickoff in Stamford Bridge in London between Chelsea and Luton Town. Now, I do have scribbles already out at bettingnews.com for all of these picks, but let's talk about what's going to happen in this contest. Chelsea taking on Luton Town. This is in the Carabao Cup, the second round, I believe, of the Carabao Cup. Chelsea is fully focused on the EPL and this competition. They are not worried about the Champions League, the Europa League, the Conference League. They did not qualify for Europe. All Chelsea cares about is this tournament and the EPL. Are we going to get the strongest best 11 from Chelsea? Probably not, right? They have a home game against Brighton on Sunday. No travel involved, but Brighton sitting on top of the EPL right now. So I would expect them to, come out with a strong lineup, but they are going to give a lot of guys probably some rest. However, Xabi Alonso has indicated that Enzo Fernandez is going to be featured in this contest, whether that is coming off the bench, whether it's a starting position, not totally sure. But even in the midst of this guy potentially making a move to Manchester City, Alonso has indicated Enzo Fernandez will be on the pitch. As we saw on Monday, this is a Chelsea team that knows how to score. They know how to score early. They know how to score often. They're not too good at defending a lead, though, as we saw Fulham try and make a valiant comeback at home on Monday. But I like Chelsea to start off hot. I'm with Stifler. I think they are going to absolutely body bag Luton Town, which is why we're taking Chelsea in the first half -1. Chelsea first half -1 at -105. If you would like to take Chelsea minus the 1.5 in the first half for probably around +180 or so, be my guest. I think Chelsea come out hot. We only need them to lead in the first half to get a push, but I do think they're going to lead by 2, if not 3, at the end of the first half. Like I said, they do have a home game against Brighton on Sunday. The Seagulls actually on top of the EPL, so don't expect all of Chelsea's starters, but they're still going to play enough personnel to get a win here. Luton Town, not an EPL team, facing a lower league team here. This is a game that Chelsea just starts off hot in front of your home fans, doesn't look back, set the tone early, and get the job done. So I like Chelsea to start off hot, -1 in the first half on the -105 for the Blues. I do think they lead 3-0 at halftime, +1,000. If you're interested in that halftime correct score, 3-0 Chelsea, we'll cash our bet. We'll cash your -1.5 if you play it that way, and it should get us to the cash counter. So Chelsea, first half -1, hoping the Blues start off hot today at home in the Carabao Cup. Now, there is a second Carabao Cup match as well, Fulham and AFC Wimbledon. I did not find anything worth betting on in that game. Fulham a big favorite for a reason. I think they do bounce back and get this win. I glanced at, Fulham's team total. I glanced at, adding Fulham with an inflated under or a lowered over. Either way, couldn't really find anything worth playing as Fulham takes on AFC Wimbledon. So leaning with the boys at the Craven Cottage to get the job done, but no bets for me in that second Carabao Cup match. But first one up at 1:30. We're going off in about 3 hours from now. Chelsea taking on Luton Town. And we're going to roll with Chelsea in the first half, -1. Now, we've got a couple of La Liga matches as well. And I should preface this by saying, folks, I am not a in-depth La Liga capper. All right. I am not going to be betting this league every single week that they have games. But today I did find a couple of spots worth betting on in both of these matches, actually. One of them we're playing quite a bit of juice, the other plus money. So let's get into it. Celta Vigo taking on Osasuna in Vigo, Spain. Both these teams actually played to scoreless draws in their opening matchups. Celta Vigo, they were on the road against Valencia, saw a scoreless draw. Vigo actually controlled 56% of possession in that match, despite being on the road. There were only 5 total shots on frame and 3 total quarter kicks. Not a whole lot of offense. All right, but what did Celta Vigo do? They controlled the ball and they took their time. I think that's what they're going to do in this home opener today. As for Osasuna, we saw a little bit more offense in their match. They allowed 1.31 expected goals to Levante, but they just allowed 1 shot on frame. What was interesting to me was Osasuna produced just 0.67 expected goals, but they still had 7 shots on frame and 9 corner kicks. So Levante's goalkeeper made 7 saves in this game. None of them were world-class, really tested saves, right? A lot of them were just easy kicks rolling up to the middle of the goal. They didn't really test it, right? Offensively, didn't really produce any big chances. I'm seeing something similar today. Both teams in their first game only produced 0.67 expected goals. Not sure why I would expect anything to change here. So we are paying plenty of juice, minus 155 for the under 2.5 in Celta Vigo and Osasuna today. Like I said, both offenses stagnant in that opening match, didn't produce much. I think they're going to be a bit more hungrier to score today, but Celta Vigo being at home in their opener, I think they're going to really take their time, control possession. I do lean with Vigo to get the job done. Celta Vigo 1-0 at plus 525 is my correct score in this match. So I do like Vigo on the money line at even money if you want to back them, but under 2.5, my most confident play in this La Liga match. I think we see a stale, low scoring, maybe even a 0-0 scoreless draw again, but I got faith in Vigo at least earning a winner late in the game. So 1-0 Vigo, but under 2.5 in this match at minus 155. Again, we're paying the juice on that. Laid the 1 unit to win like 0.69, I think is what we're walking away with. 0.65, excuse me. So 1 unit to win 0.65, laying a little bit of juice here on the under 2.5 in Celta Vigo and Osasuna. But that brings us to our second La Liga match involving more of a name brand club. Barcelona in their home opener today taking on Athletic Club. And this is going to be similar to what I think is happening in Chelsea's game. I think Barcelona win this by murder. I don't think it's going to be close. I think they start off red hot. I think they could do it in shutout fashion. Any way you want to back Barcelona in this game is a go for me. The books clearly think that as well. Barcelona opened up as a minus 285 favorite. You can see right now they are listed at minus 450 on the money line. Money has come in on Barcelona. Books have moved the line. Clearly, I'm not scared of it. I think Barcelona get the job done today. Now, I did find 2 bets in this matchup, both for plus money, both very correlated, very similar. But we are taking the first half over 1.5 at plus 120. Barcelona and Athletic Club, first half over 1.5 at plus 120. I was surprised that this was plus money because, again, this is not a team total bet. This is for both teams in the first half over 1.5 total goals. If you would rather lay the minus 111 for over 1.25, be my guest, but you are setting yourself up for a potential loss and push situation, I'll just lay the over 1.5 for plus money and go out with a bang. Barcelona, they kicked off the La Liga season with a 5-0 win on the road. Admittedly, they only scored 2 in the first half, but the offense was turning. They got all those new pieces involved. Anthony Gordon had a couple of assists or a couple of goals and an assist. Karim Adeyemi, he had a goal as well. Rafinha had 2 goals. This team was clicking, right? Offense is totally fine. Against a Athletic Club side at home in their home opener, I think they are going to push a little bit harder early on in the first half just to give their fans something to cheer about, get them involved, and then, build an early lead. Then you can kind of relax in that second half of things. So Athletic Club, they're going to be without their starting left back as well. Yuri, not going to pronounce his last name. Yuri, he picked up a red card just 11 minutes into the season in Athletic Club's home opener. Not going to be without him. They're going to be without him today, which does affect their back line a little bit. They only conceded once in the first half in their 3-1 loss on the road. But I think this is a line Barcelona could clear themselves. I expect 2 goals in the first half from Barcelona, which is also why I sprinkled on their team total. over 1.5. So we've got Barcelona and Athletic Club first half over 1.5 at plus 120. I've also got half a unit on Barcelona's team total in the first half over 1.5 at plus 190. Again, Barcelona 2-0. That'll cash both of our bets. That's plus 500 if you want a correct score to sweat out before halftime. But again, Barcelona, I think you press hard. You be aggressive in this home opener in front of your home fans. Give them something to cheer about early and just take down a much weaker side. So give me Barcelona over the 1.5 team total in the first half at plus 190, as well as just the combined first half over 1.5 at plus 120. Those are the moves on the pitch today. Again, those matches kicking off here in about 3.5 hours. We've got Chelsea in the first half, -1 at minus 105, rocking with Celta Vigo and Osasuna under the 2.5 at minus 155. And then Barcelona Athletic Club first half over 1.5 at plus 120. And Barcelona's team total in the first half over 1.5 at plus 190. 4 picks in 3 games on the pitch today. That is what I'm seeing this afternoon. A little afternoon sweat, afternoon fun for the kiddos. Again, not a huge La Liga capper, but when I find the spots, I am going to attack. So that is what we've got today on the pitch. As far as other leagues, competitions going on today in the soccer realm of things, there is some Europa League qualifying. There's some Conference League qualifiers as well. Going to hold off on all those, just sticking with that Carabao Cup pick and the 2 picks in La Liga. That is what we got on the pitch today. We're going to get into NFL preseason here in a bit, but let's take a quick peek at the MLB slate, see if there's anything worth wagering on today. After yesterday's win, we are back above 17.5 units profit for the baseball season, rocking an 88-69-1 record, good for about a 56% hit rate. So we're going to try and keep that going as we dissect this smaller MLB slate today. First game, going off at 12:05, Colorado and Washington. Nothing really jumping out to me there. I would lean with Washington. Fade Colorado. It is that easy sometimes. So lean with Washington, but with Jake Irvin on the bump, I'll probably just hold off. Not seeing anything noticeable splits-wise. He actually pitches a lot worse at home and has been getting blown up recently. So we're going to hold off of that one. Rockies, Nats, no play in that one. The second day baseball game, we've got the Orioles and the Cardinals still waiting on a starting pitcher for the Cardinals from what I am seeing. Trevor Rogers on the bump for the Orioles, lefty, who probably doesn't pitch as well on the road, if I had to guess. Nothing significant enough. So with this Cardinals starting pitcher still undecided, we'll hold off that one as well. Looking at the night slate, the night baseball games, we've got 5 games to choose from. Houston and New York. We got Garrett Cole on the bump for the Yankees. Noah Cameron, my guy, starting for the Royals against the Blue Jays up in Toronto. Spencer Arrighetti starting for the Blue Jays. Why the hell are the Royals favored in that game? That doesn't make sense. Blue Jays, do you not hit lefties well? Hayden Wesneski over 4.5 Ks for plus money from Stifler. No, Jays do not hit lefties well. Actually, they hit them horrendously. 224, last place in the AL East. Royals still on that winning streak. No, the Royals lost. Excuse me. Royals lost last night. 9-game winning streak snapped. Maybe this is the time to back him in then. Noah Cameron. He's been solid. He's been a little more solid at home. Got 2 straight shutout outings. Won a full game against the Angels. Allowed just 1 hit, 1 walk. 8 innings against the Twins. 3 hits, 1 earned run. I'm going to have to back the Royals. I am going to have to swallow my pride and back the Royals. Yeah, Beast, dude. Yeah, TCU up to 9.5. I actually wrote that piece yesterday, North Carolina and TCU, and unfortunately I didn't give you any bets in it because I sat down, to write that article. We're going off the rails a little bit here. We're getting into some college football talk. That's okay. A lot to talk about today. I sat down to write that article there was one or two 7.5s out there. There was a few 8s, and there was like one or two 8.5s. And, I bet out a principal a lot of the time, and I missed out on the key touchdown, right? TCU favored by 6.5 opener, quickly up to 7.5, where it stayed for a while, but then, continued to tick to 8 to 8.5. But sat down to write that article. There was still a 7.5 out there. I should have placed the bet before I went to write the article. That's what I should have done. I didn't do that. I got halfway down the article, get ready to place the bet. 7.5 gone. 8 gone. All of them 8.5 or 9 or even some 9.5s. So I missed the boat on TCU. I still like the Horned Frogs. I think they're the right side. I think they win by 10 plus, if that gives you any confidence on the spread. But me personally, I have to hold off now. 6.5 to 9.5. That's too much movement for me. We missed a key number at 7.5. So I'm going to hold off unless there's significant buyback on Saturday. This is a line that I'm going to be monitoring because, of course, it's the first college football game of the season. We got to have something to sweat out, right? Whether it's part of a money line parlay, whether it's a spread, a prop, whatever it may be, we got to find something in that game. But 7.5 gone for TCU, missed the boat. If it gets back down to 7.5 pregame, I might take a stab. This is also a game that I'll probably be looking to bet live. If UNC maybe has a great scripted first drive, maybe we get TCU minus 3.5, something in that range. I'll be looking to pounce there. But as of right now, pregame, TCU has moved too much for me, up to 9.5 on most books. Let me even see if there's a 9 out there, which I don't believe so. I think it's all 9.5s now. I would imagine it doesn't get to 10. I feel like, crossing two key numbers there probably isn't going to happen. Wouldn't necessarily surprise me because, again, that number just continues to climb in favor of the Horned Frogs. I am seeing an 8.5 out there for minus 115. While I'll admit that intrigues me, I gotta pass out a principle. And let me actually see. Well, Shags, I know you texted me. I know you texted me. I was ignoring you, but no, I should decline, Lil Shags. I should decline. What time's that game at? He's inviting me to the Chiefs game tomorrow night. No, I actually have to decline. I've got a hit lined up, and there might be a chance I'm in the hospital too. So we're gonna decline, Lil Shags. Appreciate the offer, but no, I got to decline the invite to the Chiefs game tomorrow night. All right, off the rails a little bit. Yeah. Thank you, Rusty. I was ignoring those as well. I was gonna, take those to the bathroom with me after the show, but we'll get there. All right, that's some college football chatter. TCU, that line is steaming. It's gonna continue to move that direction, I would guess. If it gets back down into the 7.5 range, maybe I'll look at the Horned Frogs. I do think the Horned Frogs are a safe money line piece. It is getting away from you, in terms of having any sort of value, because it's funny trying to talk about value with a minus 370 money line, but I think TCU's money line could be a safe parlay piece if you needed something in this game. Again, pre-game, I am probably not going to have anything on my card, but we'll be looking to bet this North Carolina TCU game live. So it is what it is. Yeah, Shaggy boys are going at it in chat. Watch out. Watch out. All right, folks. Baseball. MLB night slate. I'm gonna unfortunately have to back the Royals. Let's make sure I'm not fading Papa Shags. But Royals, he's on the Royals game under. I don't hate that either, but I might have to back the Royals. Minus 105. Royals on the money line. Oh, that's what I was gonna pull up. Let's do get the BN prediction engine. If it likes the Royals, I'm definitely gonna have to take them. It likes the Royals. It likes the Royals. Being Prediction Engine has the Royals at minus 111 as the true fair odds price, and we can find them at least minus 105. Minus 105 looks like the best number for the Yowls. That'll be my baseball bet today. We're going to take the Yowls. Take Noah Cameron, lefty, who has been very, very good. 2 straight shutout outings, 14 total innings pitched, just 3 hits allowed, 4 walks, 10 total strikeouts in his last 2 outings. Gave up 4 runs against the Dodgers. I'll forgive you for that. You still got out of there without a decision. Royals have won 3 of the last 4 he started in. He's been responsible for all 3 of those wins. Prior to that, back in July, 8 shutout innings against the Mets, or against the Twins, 7 shutout innings against the Tigers. This guy's been red hot. I'm going to have to back him. I don't like fading Arrighetti this season. Arrighetti's definitely been a name I've faded in the past, not necessarily this year. He didn't even get the start for the Blue Jays against the Yankees, just came in the first inning. So so this is his first real scheduled start for the Blue Jays. Yeah, we're going to back the Royals. Minus 105. Locking it in. Looks like we're tailing Wisniewski with Stifler as well. Hayden Wesneski on his strikeouts. 5 Ks for plus money from the man Stifler. All right, there's some MLB action. We're going to back the Royals. Minus 105. Plug your nose. Press the button with me. As far as some other MLB, Mizorowski's on the bump. Brewers are minus 190. That makes sense. Chris Sale and Yamamoto going head-to-head at Truist Park. And then Landon Roop, he's a righty. So we're not going to back the D-backs. They're not at home either, so that system doesn't really work out. But the Royals on the money line, that's going to be our one MLB play today, minus 105, Kansas City on the money line. That game at 6:07 Central tonight, some Thursday night baseball to sweat out, along with some NFL preseason that we'll get to right here, right now. Let's talk some NFL preseason because I got to get through this quickly, actually. We got four NFL preseason games we're going to talk about. I've got picks in 3 of them. But games looking like they're spread out today across various networks, NFL Network, Prime Video, ESPN Unlimited, whatever you've got. But I got 3 picks in the NFL preseason. I got scribbles coming out very shortly after this show. We're going to do some Kentucky dubs and L's as well. And that will wrap up everything we've got here on the morning spread. Let me just find Kentucky in this good old magazine of mine so that I know what I'm going to talk about when we're talking about Will Stein and Kenny Minchie and those Kentucky Wildcats, who are probably going to be towards the bottom of the SEC. But we're going to get to that here in a little bit. Let's talk some NFL preseason. Like I said, folks, I don't have these scribbles out yet, but I basically just have to hit publish, and then we'll be good to go. But let's talk some NFL preseason, starting with the opening matchup in Buffalo tonight, or rather in Orchard Park. Pittsburgh, the Steelers taking on the Buffalo Bills at Highmark Stadium. We are rolling with the under. Oh, yeah, I did type these in. Good for me. Under. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, under 34.5. A low number already, but we're not going to see starters, right? Joe Brady indicated we're not going to see Josh Allen. Kyle Allen is going to get most of the offensive snaps for the Buffalo Bills. For the Steelers, Mike McCarthy hasn't said he's going to sit Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, but I would expect both of them to be on the sidelines, probably not even suiting up, leaving things to Will Howard and Drew Aller to produce some points. I don't see it happening. I see this being a sloppy, low-scoring game in Buffalo tonight. The Steelers, they were actually shut out by the Jets last week after scoring plenty against the Green Bay Packers in Week 1. Ultimately, Will Howard and Drew Aller, they're fighting to suit up on Sundays, right? They're fighting for that third quarterback position in this Pittsburgh Steelers roster. I just don't really have enough faith in either of them to contribute. like they need to. Same with Kyle Allen and the Bills. Don't really have faith in him putting up some points. Therefore, for me, it's under or nothing. So we'll go with the under 34.5. Yeah, 5 touchdowns will beat us, but I don't see a whole lot of scoring in this game. If you'd rather take a first half under 17, maybe, feel free. I don't hate the first half under as well, but full game under 34.5 for myself in Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Heading out to Sin City, we've got the 49ers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Kyle Shanahan said he's not going to play any starters. Brock Purdy, CMC, George Kittle, none of them are going to be on the field tonight. Probably the same thing with the Raiders. Obviously, Ashton Jeanty down, not going to be on the field. I would not expect Kirk Cousins. Clint Kubiak hasn't come out and said whether Kirk Cousins is going to play or not. I wouldn't expect him. I wouldn't expect very much Fernando Mendoza either. Those two kind of locked into a quarterback battle to be the starting QB for the Raiders. So what are you going to get? You're going to get a lot of AOC. Aiden O'Connell is probably going to take a majority of the offensive snaps today for the Raiders. Now, this line has steamed up in favor of the Raiders. They opened up closer to a 1.5-point favorite. Now they're favored by a full field goal. I'll lay it with them, laying the minus 120 with Las Vegas. Typically, chasing the steam does not work out in preseason football, but I do think this is just the right side here. 49ers preparing for their opening game in Australia. So, again, we're not going to see starters from the 49ers. They're just hoping to field a full team in week 1 of the NFL season. So, lean with the Raiders here. I think they can cover the field goal at home, just with more motivated guys going on the pitch. Like I said, Aiden O'Connell, he's got NFL experience. He's been in this position before. He's going to show out, make sure he stays on that Las Vegas roster. So give me the Raiders -3 today at home for minus 120. And last but not least, we're going out to LA as the Rams take on the Chargers, a home game for both teams at SoFi Stadium. Maybe it's a home game for neither team, as the LA fans sometimes say. But we're going to back the Rams catching the field goal and the hook today. Rams +3.5 today. I almost said on the road, but they're not on the road. They're at home. Neither team has indicated whether they're going to play their starters, but I, again, am expecting plenty of action from the backups, even in week 3 of the preseason. Matt Stafford does not need to get out there and prove that he's ready to go. If he hasn't shown it in training camp already, you got bigger issues. So we're going to see Ty Simpson. We're going to see Stetson Bennett, 2 guys that have been able to produce plenty of points for the Rams this preseason. They've totaled 54 points in 2 games prior to this 3rd preseason game, and they have yet to allow a touchdown on the defensive side of things. I like the idea of backing the Rams reserves who have proven they can put up points rather than backing Trey Lance and DJU. Don't have much faith in the Chargers. We're not going to see Herbert. Don't think Harbaugh is super gung-ho to win this game either. I think he's probably just using it as player evaluation. So give me McVay and the Rams to at least cover the 3.5, probably winning this one outright as well. So give me the Rams to pull out the upset at +3.5. Give me the Raiders at home, laying the field goal at -120. And then give me the under in Pittsburgh and Buffalo tonight in New York. So those are the 3 NFL preseason games I got today. Under in Buffalo, Las Vegas laying the points, and the Rams catching a field goal and a half out in SoFi. That's some preseason. Like I said, I'll have those scribbles up shortly. I did find one little typo in there, just reading it right now. So gonna fix that. Then I'll get them out to you guys at bettingnews.com. But let's talk about the Kentucky Wildcats. Yeah, I mean, that's a little too pricey, Beast McNeese. I think you could probably find half price to watch that 49ers game. Maybe $70, right? $70. Give them the old Jed York discount. All right, Kentucky, the Wildcats. Let's talk about it. Will Stein is your new head coach. First year as a head coach ever. Will Stein played quarterback at Louisville back in the day. Now he's coaching for Kentucky. Brought in Kenny Minchie to be their quarterback. Lost the starting job to C.J. Carr last year at Notre Dame. Hit the transfer portal, coming over to Kentucky. Now, if I believe correctly, and I might be remembering this wrong, Beast, you might be able to help you out. Thank you. Right. He was supposed to come to Nebraska. Okay. I thought I was remembering that correctly, that he either signed or verbally committed or something. He was going to Nebraska, and then Kentucky threw him just every single penny they could find, basically. Which I don't know how they found any after signing Milan Momkilovic for $6 million. But Kenny Minchie, now the quarterback at Kentucky. I think Nebraska lucked out anyways. I like Calandria a lot better. Verbal commit and was in Lincoln. Ends up in Lexington, Kentucky. Who would have thought? I think you lucked out, beast. I like Calandria a lot better. But let's talk about these Kentucky Wildcats who went 5-7 last year. For whatever reason, I've been hearing smart people I trust in the industry, that there's some maybe a little bit of delusional faith in this Kentucky Wildcats team. I don't see it. I think this team is going to be a bottom feeder of the SEC, like Arkansas, like probably a Mississippi State, but we'll see how it happens. You at least get one win over Youngstown State, right? I'll give that win to the Kentucky Wildcats. Then things get tough. Alabama at Texas A&M, you lose both of those games. You lose both of those games, but you beat South Alabama at home 2-2 to start the season. You go to Columbia and you lose to the Gamecocks. If this game were in Lexington, maybe you can beat Lenora, Sellers, and company, but in Columbia, I'm going to give that to South Carolina. 2-3 for the Wildcats. You lose to LSU. You lose to Oklahoma, making you 2-5. Vanderbilt at home is probably going to depend on what Vandy's quarterback situation looks like in this week 8 game? Week 9? In this week 9 game. What is Vanderbilt's quarterback situation going to be? Is it still Blaise Berlowitz? Is he showing out? Or have you made the move to freshman Jared Curtis? If Berlowitz is still the starter at this point, to me, that means he's getting the job done and showing out. Maybe Vandy can compete and pull off the upset in this game on the road. On the other side of things, if you switched gears and handed the keys over to true freshman Jared Curtis, number one, I ask, how many starts has he had prior to playing in Lexington? If that number is pretty low, you've already made him start against maybe LSU if Jared Curtis has gotten a few starts under his belt, yeah, maybe he pulls off that upset. If this is his first game, I don't know how much faith I have in him. So Kentucky, I'll give you that one at home against a bad Vandy team, making you 3-5, going into a bye week, going into the last 4 weeks of the season, where unfortunately, I think you're going to lose. I think you're going to lose. I think you're going to lose. And I think you're going to lose. 3-9. Yikes. 3-9 with one SEC win at home against Vandy. Other 2 wins over Youngstown State and South Alabama. I am scared to look at this win total because I feel like I'm going to be forced to add it. Let's see what the Kentucky Wildcats are rocking. I mean, 5-7 last year. You had a win at Auburn, and you beat Florida at home, but Florida was just a shell of themselves last year. Florida's going to be better. You get them at home again, but still. Kentucky, under 4.5 for plus 124. Yeah, I'm seeing under 4.5 for plus 110 on the Blue Book right now, so do your line shopping. I'm trying to find 2 more games that they could maybe win. I mean, at South Carolina, maybe. Maybe versus Florida at home. Maybe at Missouri. I don't know. I have weird feelings for Missouri. Under 3.5 for plus 260. Has Florida really gotten better? Well, Jeff, they got a better coach, and they got rid of DJ Lagway. So I think just based off those 2 things, they got better. Do I think they're going to compete for the top of the SEC? No. But I think they have gotten better. Not saying they're going to be good, but better. Kentucky under 4.5 wins is very much speaking to me. And I know I've told you guys I'm not going to add any more juicy win totals. This one would not be the case. This one would be a plus money. What did Kentucky do last year? I know it doesn't matter much, but you competed with Ole Miss. You only lost by a touchdown. Oh, that was the game Stoops kicked a field goal to cover. All right, that one doesn't count. You kick a bullshit field goal to cover against Ole Miss at home to make your boosters happy. You get blown out by South Carolina and Georgia on the road. You competed with Texas at home, blown out by Tennessee, beat Auburn, but Auburn sucked. Beat Florida, but Florida sucked. Beat Tennessee Tech. Didn't compete against Vandy or Louisville. So it's tough for me to have any sort of faith with Kentucky based on what we saw last year, based on the minimal moves they've made in the offseason. And again, you've got a first-year head coach. Yeah, you got to, I mean, oh, you're talking about Summerall. I like Summerall. I'm choosing to have faith in John Summerall. You're right. We'll see if he can coach in the SEC, but I got faith in Summerall. I think that's a good move for Florida. So, but Kentucky, 3-9, maybe 4-8, more than likely under your 4.5 win total. That's what we got for the Kentucky Wildcats, who should be bottom of the barrel in the SEC this season, probably on top of Arkansas. They don't get to play Arkansas, which unfortunate for Kentucky, probably good for the Hogs, but Kentucky not getting an easy win over Arkansas like the rest of the SEC will. Because again, Arkansas probably going to win 2 games this year, folks. Probably just going to win 2 games this year. All right, that is basically all I've got today, folks. We are going to wrap up Dubs and L's tomorrow. I think we just got one more team to go on Dubs and L's, so we will be wrapping that up tomorrow. I will also have Betting the Pitch join me tomorrow morning, talking all things soccer. We're also going to be recording our soccer betting show, betting podcast, 90 Minutes to Glory, recording that tonight. That should be out tomorrow morning to get you guys ready for the weekend moves on the pitch. But again, BTP will be joining the morning spread tomorrow for to give you guys all the moves on the pitch. And again, half hour earlier tomorrow. All right, we can finally say tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Friday show, half hour earlier. Half hour earlier, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. We will be live tomorrow morning with my good friend Betting the Pitch, talking all things soccer, doing some Dubs and L's, maybe talking some NFL preseason as well. So, half hour earlier tomorrow. Tomorrow, last show of the week, half hour earlier. And I believe that is all I've got. Folks, lots of afternoon action on the pitch today. Chelsea, -1 in the first half at -105. Celta Vigo, Osasuna, under 2.5 at -155. And then Barcelona, first half team total, over 1.5 at +190 for a half unit. And then the combined first half total over 1.5 at +120. Barcelona against Athletic Club. 3 NFL picks for you guys tonight. The Steelers, Bills under 34.5. The Raiders -3 at -120. And then the Los Angeles Rams +3.5 at -110 at SoFi tonight. Kentucky, it's going to be a character building season for you on the football field, but just wait until basketball season. I think you'll be much better then. All right, folks, that is all I've got. Jeff, you enjoy your day, brother. I will see you guys tomorrow a half hour earlier, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern tomorrow morning with my good friend Betting the Pitch. That is all I got. People, come on back for Betspresso later tonight, 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern, and be on the lookout for that 90 Minutes to Glory recording tomorrow in the morning. Check out Study Hall episode 2. Week 0 best bets are live and alive on our YouTube. So go check those out as we prepare for college football beginning in, are we 48 hours away? We're 48 hours away. 11 o'clock Central on Saturday. We will have college football on our screens to bet 48 hours from now. Enjoy it, people. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I will see you guys mañana. Adios.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep.
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this.
What you know about